Welcome to the Robert H. Jackson Center's Society Dinner. I'm sorry to have to miss this one, which is the first one, but Cindy and I have the great privilege to babysit our 18-month-old in Detroit, and we look forward to that, and it happens to conflict with this time period. But it doesn't preclude my keen interest in all things Jackson, and I want to salute all those in attendance and all those who have made this year, as well as the past 16 years, incredibly significant. I want to just pause and thank the staff, the board, and especially Sue Murphy and Marion Beckerink and Allie Johnson and Sherry Shutter, who've really been the thrust for all the activities which have occurred this past year, and there have been many, and many to report on, and many that will be reported on during the course of the meeting. But I'd like to just underscore a few, including the fact of the Robert H. Jackson statue having been transferred from the Love School to the Jackson Center, where it looks like it's been and should have been from the beginning. We had a big rededication of that statue, which involved folks from throughout our Jackson community, including the folks from the German embassy. We also had, over this past year, opportunity where we were selected to get a DRI award of $1.5 million, which will go a long ways towards enhancing this facility, a facility which has been used more this past year than ever, as a facility which has drawn the attention of such academic institutions as Allegheny College, St. Bonaventure University, Mercyhurst University, University of Buffalo Law School, and various other entities which see the benefit of collaborating with us. I also want to note the Chautauqua institution's keen interest in planning programming on their shoulder seasons, which would be before their season and after their season. And so we look forward to those opportunities, which will be enhanced by the good work of the DRI award. And again, I want to extend special kudos to Sue Murphy and to Dave Walter at Clark Peterson and the operations committee, who've done so much to make that a reality. Much has happened this past year, and I'm just thrilled to be able to report that. From a development perspective, we've had 5, maybe 6 new funds created through the Erie Community Foundation, the Chautauqua Region Community Foundation, and that is very exciting for the sustainability of the Jackson Center. We've also been, this past year, awarded by the International March of the Living a Shofar Award, which provided us with opportunities to converse with a much broader national and international audience, which is where the Jackson Center and its legacy will be off to. Also, we've had a new book, which was updated by Helen Ebersol on Robert Jackson's life here in Jamestown, which has been extremely well received, and I look forward in this next month to a book which has been authored by Kathy Crocker Evans on the story of the Robert H. Jackson Center, which everybody in this audience has played a part, and we look forward to presenting that in the month ahead. Particularly mindful that myself, as well as many of the others, have been standing on the shoulders of those who really had the vision and the foresight and the opportunity to participate in this worthy adventure. And I hearken back to the Betty Linnae's, the Carl Kappas, the Dan Brattons, and many who've been involved in that. And I also want to pause and reflect on some of those that we've lost this past year, who were extremely involved in encouraging us from a programmatic viewpoint and providing some real credibility. Robert Jackson law clerks Phil Neal and E. Barrett Prettyman passed, and we reflect fondly on all of their involvement, including Barrett's involvement as a board member, and Phil's involvement on more than one occasion coming here and enhancing and sharing his vision of Robert Jackson, as well as providing opportunity for us to consider some of the mission that could be created from Robert Jackson's life. We also lost a board member and Chief Judge Judith Kay, a real stalwart in the legal community, one who participated with us on many board meetings and also encouraged various events in New York City, and we'll miss her dearly. William Coleman. William Coleman was the first African American to be a law clerk with the Supreme Court, being Felix Frankfurter. William Coleman also was involved in the Brown versus Board of Education, and William Coleman became part of our world during the Brown versus Board of Education commemoration. We also lost some friends. Sam Price Sr., who was very much supportive of the Robert Jackson Center and its legacy. Richard Handel from Buffalo, who also encouraged us on many, many fronts. And Julie Klinger, who was the wife of Bill Klinger. And together they were very encouraging, and we remember them fondly. There are many more that have passed this year, and I just want to just mention them without names and know that that's those folks who were able to make this Jackson Center very, very special, and for which I want to reflect on them. Also, I'm sorry that I'm not going to be here tonight to introduce formally Ken and Laura Gormley. I'm so thrilled that President Gormley of Duquesne University has joined us. He has become a friend, a participant. He has encouraged programming at the Jackson Center that harkens back to 2003 when he spoke at the Chautauqua Institution on the Youngstown Steel seizure case. And typically I'm camcorder in hand in the front row, and he was a good sport to let me do that. Thereafter, we had an event at the Jackson Center which included Professor Barrett on commemorating the anniversary of the Youngstown Steel seizure case, of which many of the law clerks who were involved in that case participated together with Ken and John. We also had a chance to become very close personally and feel a deep affinity for both Ken and Laura. It even reached to the point where Ken took up an invitation to come to our condo at Chautauqua and to complete his book, the critically acclaimed book, Death of American Virtue, Clinton versus Starr. And so thrilled that he was able to complete that. We were there when he spoke at Chautauqua about it, and also gave reference to his favorite turtle pagoda, which was part of our family and part of theirs. So we were just thrilled that he would come here. He's a very busy man now that he's a president of Duquesne, but coming here together with Laura and to also enjoy their anniversary at Chautauqua. So thank you one and all. Thank you, Ken and Laura. Thank you to all the board members, the staff, and most importantly to all those who are in the audience today, because we really have been able to achieve much through your time, support, and stewardship. Thank you.